Yeah, we're trying to do a tournament recap from the first event with a couple buddies of mine that we all fished together on beautiful Lake Norman on the background here. But technology won't let us stream on YouTube yet. I don't have enough followers on there. And so we're trying to get both buddies on here to give a little tournament recap, talk about their day. We'll see what we can get going while we're at it. See if we can get. Does it turn yet? Is that right? Yeah, there we go. See if we can find it on their homepage. I see Steve's watching. Gustavo's on. Let's see. I'm gonna try to invite Steve again. It says it's adding. Come on, Steve. Should be able to jump on. Tournaments. Hey there, Steve. Hey, we figured it out. At least one of my fishing buddies isn't technologically or declined or whatever it would be called.
Yeah, it kept telling me to rotate my phone to join.
Yeah, you're good right there. You're upright and you look good. How are you doing today?
You got a screaming baby in the background on my end.
Well, it's better than my daughter running around yelling and screaming too, so. Let's see, where were we? January, right? That is, no, we're in February.
I got you now.
Oh, there we go. Now we got Gustavo on. He's figured out how to use a cell phone. First time in his life, I'm telling you.
Well, the thing is to rotate the phone, not the camera itself.
Yeah. You can all see that I'm the comic relief, and those two guys are the ones that know how to fish.
Yeah.
So
you outfit me, so.
Hey, Chuck, send an invite to Ryan.
Oh, you mean hook sets? Let's see if I can send the invite to hook set. I don't know if we can get him on here. He might, skunk it up.
Support who support you guys. Look at that right there.
Hell yeah.
I'm showing my secret colors.
Hey, is that Ryan? Yeah, it's Ryan. I'll add him real quick.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, that's right. Right here, baby. Right here.
Right there.
Mine looks better because it's on this face. Anyway, let's see. Ryan's adding. Well, as soon as Ryan adds, I think we're gonna go ahead and we'll get it kicked off, and we'll do like a little round robin. Everybody can talk about how their day went, and I'll just kick it off with some highlights real quick, and we'll wrap this thing up. It won't be on too long. I don't know who. It doesn't look like he's gonna get on here. Going forward, we'll figure this stuff out a little better. Maybe use StreamYard or YouTube once I get 50.
I was trying to hook Streamline up to the Realm of Field Facebook page. So once I figure that out, we can do it on there and then share it out.
Mark,
YouTube, they only allow us two, right?
What, StreamYard?
No, YouTube.
Yeah.
You can, but we can do it through StreamYard and stream several people at the same time, and it'll stream it out to YouTube because it's a different service.
Yeah, I'm just that technical savvy.
Ryan, if you want to join, let us know, and I'll send you an invite again. But it seems like you've decided not to join, so let us know. See, we're getting a few people jumping on as all of us are on here. So first of all, thanks everyone jumping on and watching this mess of a show for tonight, being the first time we've ever done a tournament recap live. As most of you know, yesterday was the season opener for QCKBF, first event of the year at Lake Norman. It's always our first one. If you've watched the weigh-in, Vinny loves Lake Norman because of the vast population of fish in the lake from north to south, and depending on what you feel like fishing, you pretty much can get most of anything in February. Some years you can get bedding fish down south, and you can be fishing in 40-degree water that's clear, deep water up north, as I think some of the guys did in the event. And then you can kind of get anything in between, depending on if we had rain or whatever. And we have had rain, so you probably in the back of creeks got a little bit muddier water. You could have been fishing in certain creeks. So that's why we fish Norman every year, the season opener. Huge lake can support everyone, and really it's a lake in everyone's backyard. So I think it's a good time to start fishing in the spring, or I mean, you know, we'll call this spring, right? But it's still winter. But good time to kick off the event in your backyard, right? Get a little bit of less travel in, less money spent before we start going farther out, and really having to take some time off our work schedules and stuff to get a little practice in. You know, we can all practice Norman. Most of us can practice Norman on a week before, or you know, our downtime after work or something. I know there's quite a few people on here that can't do that. So thanks for all the time that they put in and being part of QC and getting everything done and hanging out with us and teaching us all something. I think everyone's taught us something here and there. So thanks for that. As you can see, the leaderboard here took 73 3/4 inches for 4 fish to win. That's just a massive bag for Lake Norman. I think that's up there with some of the biggest ones caught for the opening of the season. Big fish for the day was, I believe it was what, 20 and a half, something like that. 21 and a quarter.
21, yeah, 21 and a quarter.
21 and a quarter. So that's a monster fish out of Norman. Probably was, I don't know, probably 6.5, 7 pounds at that size, I would guess. Let's see what that looked like. Pull it up on the screen here.
Both side tournaments, they cut a 7-7 a couple weeks ago.
So monster fish from Austin. He's a known hammer in these parts, so we don't expect nothing less from him. Honestly, it was a good day. Started out freezing cold. I mean, freezing. My rod guys were I don't know, gosh, froze like every 2 or 3 casts, and you had to dip them back in the water to unfreeze them. So I think Steve was telling me that he lost a couple lines because they were frozen over and he didn't dip them. So, you know, just a word to the wise when you're fishing this early. Just got to keep an eye on that. But overall, it warmed up to 40-some degrees, and the wind pretty much, you know, had its times where it picked up. But sunny, nice. Got to shed a couple layers. You know, kept pants on. Don't worry, didn't go to the shorts yet. We're not in spring. But overall, it was good. Mark said it was cold in his area, and I bet you he was a little further north than I was. I was down near Blythe, and I think Mark probably was closer to Long Island, if I had to guess. But definitely, depending on what area you were, the wind really was blowing up lake from south to north, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And so I think that is something that is a little bit unusual. Normally, it's going from west to east across Norman, and you're getting a lot of waves pushing you that way. I haven't fished Norman too much going when it's blowing south to north, so that was a little interesting. Fishing areas that I thought would have been safe actually had more wind, and it seems like the areas that just off that for me, right outside the wind, was the most productive. It was ripping through the area. Yeah, Ryan said he was fishing the Dead Sea. Well, Ryan, that's Norman for you. When you got, you know, what, 30-some miles of lake, there's got to be some dead parts. And unfortunately, you must seem to have found them this time. So
That happened to me last year. I couldn't get a fish. I think I had a keeper on my side.
Yeah, last year you got one keeper, but you had the pre-fishing last year. You did great. Like you had like 7 or 8 fish in the same little area, and then your tournament day that wind kicked up and those waves got going and took you out last year.
Well, what happened is I pre-fished the week before tournament, and I got 66 inches, and I was confident that it was gonna work, and nothing showed up. Decided to tie a drop shot. Just let it go down on a corner of a dock. Got if I remember right, it was like a 12 and a half. And that was it.
Tell us about how your tournament went this year, though. We hope it went better than 112.5.
Oh yeah, it did. Man, I told you I had a plan. I put in Betty Ford. I went right across the lake. My plan was fishing the marina, but I went to the point before the marina and I started fishing there. Man, it was crazy crossing the lake. I was taking water. I had to stop and take water out so I can keep going. I made I make my way to my spot and I didn't get no bites. Like I went, I'm gonna say I went from 8 to 11 with no bites. I pull out that I'm gonna call it rubber worm. Steven still don't put a name on
It's
that
a
thing.
bot. It's a bot worm.
Well, that I got I think it's a green pumpkin with red
Yeah.
flake.
Yep.
Man, I tossed that thing on a point, and I got mine. I'm pretty sure was 13 and a half truck. Can you see it right?
Yeah, let's go back. There we go. Yeah, 13 3/4.
Yeah, that was my first fish, and that's the only fish I caught. I caught on that side of the lake. Then I make my way to a spot the same spot that I fished last year, and I didn't get no fish, and I catch two bass like right behind another on an air rig. And I went maybe another half an hour with nothing. I made it to a little cove on that place, and the place that I went, and I decided to tie a wacky rig. Tie a wacky rig. It wasn't a real fair custom baits. It was I think the chaching or something like that from these baits, and I caught my four fish. I lost another one in the wacky rig, but other than that, I only have 4 bites all day long.
All day, and you got 4 of them in. So seems like you had a tough day.
Man,
8 hours.
it was cold.
It's cold, man. Come on, Gustavo. You work outside and pour concrete in the middle of the morning. Cold. You don't know what cold. Come on. You're used to that.
But that's better. I can tell you this. I'm better dealing with the cold when I'm fishing than when I'm working.
Gustavo, what would you do differently, looking back now that the tournament's over and how it came out? Don't get me wrong. You got a good limit. You got 30th place in the tournament. But what would you do differently? You think, to make that better if you could go back? Besides Ned rig all day.
I think this moment for everybody's got. I mean, there's people that know how to catch a deep. I don't know how to fish deep. I have to learn that, and I just don't know how to fish deep, man. My string is shallow fishing, and like everybody knows, my thing is the net rig. I'm trying to get out of it. I'm trying to push for more. I've been throwing a lot of shaky hit, jig, but every time net rig get me out of the bind, man. If I wanna catch a fish, I know I can go to the net rig and catch a fish. But it goes the same way. Net rig catch big fish, but they catch a lot of small fish. And on a tournament day, you're looking for the big fish. So you can hit on Lake Norman 100 docks, and only a couple is gonna have a big fish. And now, I mean, how it is in the wintertime, man. It's hard for a lot of people. I think last year we have more skunks than this year.
Yeah, I think last year you're right. I think I remember we had about the same number of people participate, but there's a lot more skunks. I think it was like a third of the field. I remember.
And
Yeah.
I think last year we had a lot of people going in the water.
Yeah.
Like they flew their kayaks and
Yeah. Well, you got to remember the wind was also 100 times worse last year.
yeah.
You know, one, the direction it was coming from and how strong it was. You know, where this year you just had what, maybe 5 miles an hour. You know, blew a little more, but
Yeah.
you were able
I think,
to hide from it last year. I mean, it was just nonstop 20 miles an hour.
Now 2 years ago, that was miserable. That was
That was the rain.
crazy. It was rainy. It was cold. I think I fished to 12 o'clock, and I said, "Hell with this." I caught. I don't. 2 years ago, I caught a 12-incher. That was it. I caught a bunch of them wide bands.
the winter hurricane. I like that, Mark. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be miserable when you're cold and wet. So, that's definitely something that we're happy that the weather's wasn't that bad. I thought, for the weather being cold this time of year, that's normal. The wind 5 miles an hour, probably with 10-mile-per-hour gusts occasionally, wasn't bad. You really could get out of the wind if you needed to. Overall, it was a drier event than last year, so that was good. Like I said, last year I think 8 people fell in, and good thing none of them anything major happened, and they all were rescued. So, I'm happy that that happened last year. But this year I don't think anyone fell in. It was pretty calm. Steve, how did your day go? Tell us the story.
Day. Oh, I will. It was great. I had a great day. Warm, caught lots of fish. No, I had to call an audible the night before, when I heard that Ramsey was closed, because that's where I was going to go out of. I pre-fished down there. I didn't catch anything pre-fishing, but I saw a lot. And that's where I went to the area I fished last year. So when I heard it was closed, I figured everybody was going to go to Blythe, and I didn't feel like dealing with a shit ton of kayaks. Because I don't pedal that fast, so I didn't get around like I used to. So I went up to Long Island, kind of made my way around there. I started in a spot that I fished a couple of years ago. I know it produces, but they just weren't there. Then I made my way up the river. Somebody there gave me pointers. I think he's listening. I can't see who's
listening.
Yeah, he's
I don't want to get
definitely on
the spot away. So, but he gave me a few tips and told me where to throw. So I appreciate that. But I mean, he had the juice. I didn't. They just didn't want what I was throwing. I tried. I had one bite up there, but I don't think it was a bass because it came out of the water. So it might have been a garb bumping my bait. So, but I did manage a 6-foot tree. That was pretty cool. Rig. So at least I got my A rig back. So that's the only good part about having like 60-pound braid on that thing. But yeah,
and A rigs
fishing. We tried. I talked to a couple other guys that launched out of there, and I mean they didn't have anything. They didn't even have any bites, so I wasn't the only one. I'm not very good at fishing cold water, and for the amount of times I fished that lake, I told Ryan I should be able to fish that thing blindfolded, but it is what it is.
Mark just said he saw that tree jump, so it must have been pretty big.
Hey, I got my back, so I was happy. But
and the funny thing is that I got to that point, the first point where I start, the water was 48 degrees.
It was 42 up on where I was.
Yeah. 48 degrees. I get close to the marina. It was 52, I think. Yeah. And all the way in the spot that I catch all my fish, it was like 58, 56. It changed here and there, but yeah, you should be able to catch fish top water on That water.
Well, down in Blythe, it was like by the end of the day, it was like 57 in some of the coves I was getting to the back of. It's crazy. You know, that's only like 5 degrees, you know, below spawn temperature. So it's definitely, you know,
Here,
getting up there. I think this warming trend we'll see over this next week will really start getting them fired up down there. So if you have free time and want to start getting on pre-spawn and some bedding fish, Blythe will probably be good here in the next. If we stay warm, you know, next 3 weeks or so, you'll probably be able to start seeing them starting to make beds. I had one that came up and kind of hit it, picked it up, ran off with it, but never really had it fully. And I threw it the same spot 3 more times and got the same kind of similar bite. So, you know, that could have been one. I didn't want to get up and look at them, so stand up and try to see it, you know, not to spook him. But when I finally gave up and trying to catch him, went over there, he was gone. So it was hard to tell. But I'm sure with the water temperature, you know, being that high and getting higher with this warming trend we got next week, if we stay that way for a couple of weeks, they'll start moving up like that.
But I mean, you definitely need the warm weather for the next event.
Well, yeah, for the Yak and YOLO in March. Yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting one because the Yakin can, if we get a lot of rain, you're going to see High Rock be real dirty. You're going to see
It's always there.
Yeah, but you're going to see it worse. And I think cold muddy water will be tough to fish. So, and then you know you have Tuckertown. Baden will probably be mostly clear still most of the time, and then Tillery will probably be pretty clear. I don't even know what the water temperatures are over there right now.
Well, Baden depends where you go. If you go to where the river comes down, it's muddy. But if you go to Circle Drive or what is that around the Ryan Hookses likes?
Now you're giving away trade secrets. You better watch out. He's gonna come to your house telling them what the favorite ramps are.
Man, I went to all the ramps and
there's only what, 3 at High Rock, 4 at High Rock?
There
ain't many at High Rock. There's one up the river.
Yeah, it's not your main one is Tamarack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Tamarack's the main one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the.
And you have the one right across from that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's one up. There's a couple of them. They're up in the fingers.
Yeah.
They have one. It's not a ramp. I looked at it on the map, and it's like a fishing spot. It's not a ramp, so you have to drag your kayak. It's still a ramp, but.
Hey, next time we do this, I need a stand. My arm's getting tired. You see if I got one.
Hey,
all that fishing yesterday got you a little tired out, Steve?
I can't. My left knee is so swollen, it's not even funny.
I threw a jerk bait from pretty much start of the day to the end. My arm's fine, and I feel like a spring chicken. I don't know what you guys do, but you need to up your workout game, it sounds like.
What you want me to do? I paddle 8 miles.
Oh, 8 miles, Gustavo.
I remember calling you, Chuck, and telling you need to get a boat to come and get me. Man, I don't know. It's crazy how from one day the company, or you know, our bike. It's his first tournament of the year, and he did better than me on my first year.
Hey man, some people just they get on them. They get good. I've had good tournaments and bad tournaments.
And
this one for me was pretty good. Started the day slow. Didn't catch anything till about noon. It might have been 12:30 before I got my first fish. Really noticed the fish wanted something moving. So I was throwing a swim bait by Realm of Fear, of course. Had some followers that would coming back to the boat, but they wouldn't get it. So I went ahead and fished a few more docks, and I came back, and I was like, well, maybe they want something that just a little bit more, darting action. So I threw the Megabass 110 Junior +1, and as soon as it hit the water, I jerked that thing 2 or 3 times, and it just smashed it. And I mean, he just took off with it. Got him in the boat, and pretty much threw that thing beside every dock on both sides and in front of docks for the next 4 hours, and managed to catch 6 fish. Unfortunately, the last 2 were smaller. They wouldn't call anything, but it is what it is. At least I caught 6, and ended up coming in 24th for the tournament. So I was happy about that for the first tournament. Didn't get the win, but definitely had a solid limit, get some good points. And going in, the next event, I won't be at the Yak and YOLO, but I'm sure I'll luck out because I've never done too good on Baden, and that's the only place I've ever fished on the Yak. And so,
why you talking about that one?
Well, Baden,
Yeah.
Baden's a good lake. Baden's a good lake. Baden has some nice fish. Problem with Baden is that really, I don't think they'll be spawning. They'll definitely still be pre-spawn. I think they'll be moving up on points, and getting where that just on the deeper side of those flats. I don't think the water temperature is going to be quite right on Baden for the spawn yet. But I definitely think it's going to be fun. The Yak and YOLO will be probably, I would say the winning bag is going to come from Baden or Tillery, if I had to guess. I'm going to guess it's going to take. I'm going to say it's probably going to take like 75 inches on the YOLO, and we'll see what it looks like when they go live from Rock Outdoors, because that's where the weigh-in's going to be. So that's going to be an interesting one. I'll be watching from a hotel room conference in Orlando, so at least I'll be warm, no doubt about that at least. But, what do you guys think about the Yakin?
What about Kiwi? Let's talk about Kiwi. I mean, that's the next one.
Yeah, I forgot about Kiwi. I'm looking forward to Kiwi. It's going to be another lake that's going to be similar to Norman. Got a power plant there, so you can get in that discharge water. If you look on Google Earth, there's like 6 boats in the photo on Google Earth, so clearly you can find out where it is.
You're probably
but it's going to be
all the anglers right there.
Yeah, it's going to be a good. It's a deep lake, clear water, lots of giant spots.
For what I hear, is like James clear.
Yes, yeah. I mean, you can see. I was looking at Google Earth for it, and you just look on Google Earth, and you can see like out. Looks like a good 40 feet out into the water from the bank, and you could tell it's deeper water because it's like boat ramps, or clearly you can see the end of them and see rocks and stuff. It's crazy how gin clear that lake really is.
Big spot.
I think it's going to be fun. I think we're going to see some giant spots.
Yeah.
I think you're probably going to see a lot of spots, and that I'm going to say 17 to 19 range, compared to Norman, where you're getting 12 to 14 range. I don't know a lot about it. I've never fished it. It's one I've always wanted to get up to on the mountain lakes, and so we'll be there. I'm gonna probably pre-fish the Thursday before and actually see if I can hook a couple, and then Friday I'll probably scout out a couple of spots. So we'll see what that looks like.
Yeah, I'll be there this weekend, driving up Friday.
So Mark,
what is your expectations for Kiwi, Steven?
Find the fish. Not skunk.
Mark just said we're going to see a lot of 14-inch fish with the guy who won, and there could maybe be a big largemouth, and that's it. Come on, Mark. I got higher expectations than that. Don't they eat trout or something in that lake?
All I got to say is I can't do as bad as I did on Norman, so.
I was talking to Ryan. I said, I bet Mark is up there. So he's going to smack the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to be honest. That's who I'd probably put my money on, and I'm even fishing. I'm just hoping to get enough points to look good in the event.
Well,
yeah, I'm hoping my skunk is out of the way now.
Sorry, I was scrolling up on the comments to see.
Man, I think
Hey, Mark,
last year.
Mark, I don't think that lake sucks. I was just watching a YouTube video of these nice older gentlemen talking about how they love living on that lake and their boats in their backyard, and they showed pictures of tons of fish they caught.
Yeah.
Now, it was about 8 years ago, and that would look like it was a sales commercial, but I'm sure YouTube wouldn't lie to me.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You start watching videos for baiting, you're gonna see a lot of big fish coming out. The thing is finding them big fish.
Yeah.
Baiting some of those big fish, you wait till just post spawn when they're moving back out to some of those points, those rocky points, and they're just piled up. They'll come up busting. I know some people that have been out there and they've caught some huge ones. I mean, baiting's a good lake. Like I said, that's the only one I fish.
Yeah, I haven't.
YouTube.
I've never
hold
caught
on.
a baiting. Never. I caught some in High Rock, but never done well on those lakes.
What lake did you fish last year for the jacket, Steven?
I started on Tuckertown, went to bait, and then ended in High Rock. I went to 3 points that tournament.
You did the trifecta on the YOLO? Wow.
I tried to fish it, and I just hate that damn sticky shit that is under it.
Yeah.
I mean, I see big fish coming out of there.
Oh, I did.
The key to Tuckertown is to fish above that witch's grass or whatever you want to call it, that black grass looking stuff. It's to stay above it. I was fishing if you go to the northern ramp and you put in, there's like a stump field. I fished that 2 years ago during it, and I caught a nice one. It was like a 19-incher off of one of the stumps on a shaky head. But he hit it on the fall. If it hit the bottom, you might as well pick it up and throw it back in because you ain't going to get nothing once it gets down there. You really got to be able to stay above that. Swim baits, drop shot. You have to clean the weight a lot, but drop shot could work out there. It's a fun lake if you figure it out. I've seen some big bags out there. Just people don't fish it as often, so it doesn't get pressured as hard. But if you like the fish.
What?
Baiting gets
Tuckertown?
What are you
I was
talking
talking Tuckertown.
there's a tournament there every weekend at Tuckertown. It goes out of that, what is that, Road 40, or they go out of?
The one in
Really?
40?
Yeah.
I know.
I pre-fished out of there.
Oh,
Ron,
but that's Tuckertown. They don't get smacked.
Yeah, they all do.
well, see how much I know about the yakking. I didn't think Tuckertown was as pressured as the other ones.
Yeah, there's a tournament there every weekend.
Yeah.
Ryan said he's going to Texas rig a frog. We'll see how that turns out. That's gonna be, if he wins the YOLO on a Texas rig for frog, we got to see what's going to happen with there. I think we should make a bet with that. I want to see him win on a Texas rig frog.
That'd be funny.
Hey, that man with top water, man. I don't know why he's not here, but man, that man with top water, he kills this damn fish with top water.
Yeah, I
It don't matter.
I think next time we go live, we should get a couple of videos of hook sets and just watch his hook set, and we should give it a rating of like an Olympic rating out of 10, and see if we can find some really good ones.
About that, he needs to send us the video that he set the hook on a jig on a 12-inch spotted bass. Oh my God, man, that fish come out flying out of the water. I said, man, that fish didn't know what hit him.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple of times. I've done that. Put the hook on a small bass and he flies over the boat. Yeah, I've done that once or twice.
You know what? I did something like that. It was when I went the loser event, and 2 years ago, I think it was. Man, them bass hit the buzz bait, and I hit it one time and then let it go. I throw it back in there, and then hit it again. Man, I ripped that ass out of the water. Come on.
Man, I mean, you guys both got an event win with the loser event. I'm over here with no event wins. I'm telling you, I'm the president of greatness.
Yeah, where is it? I think I can turn the camera. There it is.
There you go. Ooh. 2020, and then Gustavo was 2021 because we didn't do a loser event last year. Because I would have won that. That's clearly that would have been mine.
You would have some going on with you right there. I got 65 inches last year. 2 years.
Mark's got it. Mark's got a loser event win too. Look at that. I'm telling you, I'm the one that's I'm out of whack. I can't get a regular win. Can't get a loser event.
My win, the loser event, I think it was the first year that I start fishing with Queen City. I remember that I got a 12-incher, and that was cold as hell right there in Lake Wiley.
A 5-incher in that would have been like October or November, right?
I got a 12-inch, a 12-incher.
Oh, a 12-incher. Okay, I thought you said a 5-incher. I'm like, man,
Sorry,
that'd be a tiny bass for that time of year. It'd be like that'd be bait.
Will that work? I got a 2.
Oh, well, guys, I think we've been on here for I don't even know how long. Facebook doesn't have like a thing that tells us. So,
Yeah, we got to figure it out so we can all see the comments because I don't even know who's watching.
yeah,
We got some work to do.
yeah, we're gonna. So first of all, I want to thank everyone who's hung in there with us and made it through till whatever time it might be and how long we've been on.
Wait.
We appreciate this. This is going to be a regular occurrence after any of the events. We'll be on. We'll be on after all the events, and you know it might not be just us three. It might be other casts from the events and people who might have fished and might have not have. Sometimes it's good to get an outside perspective. Appreciate that, Mark. And we'll figure it out. You know, this is the first one. We'll figure out how everyone can see comments. We'll probably start using StreamYard and figure that out. And we'll get the YouTube channels linked to it. Tonight, we were just like, we wanted to do it, and we were holding ourselves accountable to doing it without actually figuring the technological piece out. So we'll get on that. And like I said, we just appreciate everyone jumping on, supporting us. We'll support you. If you guys need anything or have questions about, you know, how Norman went or anything, what we caught him on, reach out to us. You know how to find us. And, you know, as we go through the year, if you have questions about what lakes we're fishing and need help or, you know, where you might, you know, get pointed in the right direction, you know, let us know. So I know we have a lot of new guys to the club this year and a lot of new people to bass fishing and kayak bass fishing especially. So we will be there to help you out whenever you need it. Other than that, we're going to sign off and say thanks. And we enjoyed everyone jumping on and making the comments. Steve or Gustavo, anything to say to close out?
Well, I mean, like you said, there's a lot of people coming in on kayak bass fishing, and whatever you guys need, just let us know. I mean, we not pro amateurs, but we try to catch fish. So just send us a message or whatever, and we'd be glad to help you guys.
Yeah, like Gustavo said, you know, we're not shy. You know, we kind of don't hold information back. So any questions at all, just reach out to us. Got any baits you want made? Hey, hit me up or hit any of these guys up. You know, we can do whatever you want. That's, as you can see, the sky's the limit. I probably got every color possible. So
we would like to think Steve's just a great business owner, but really he has an addiction. So please help support it. I promise you his wife enjoys when he's in the man cave doing his thing, helps her out too. So if you guys need anything, reach out to us. Again, thanks everyone for jumping on. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks after the Kiwi event and probably be talking a little bit more about the Yak Kings. I'm sure Gustavo will be out there practicing.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be making it to the Kiwi, but I'll be practicing for Jack and Jolo.
Yeah, and we'll also be probably, I think some of us will be fishing the foothills, so we might jump on after the foothills and do another one after that. That first one will be Lake Hickory Lookout or Road Hiss on February 28th. So if you guys want to fish that one, go to their page. You should be able to see them and be able to jump on that. They also have a membership where just like you know, for tournament or for angler of the year, sorry. And I think it's only $40. I don't remember the exact price. But you can jump on that one too. Everything on theirs is posted just like it is on QC. So if we see it out there, you know, say hi, talk to us, ask us questions. Other than that, we're gonna call it a night. Everyone, thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and try not to think about fishing too much on Monday while you're working.
Peace out, guys.